Hello, everyone. It's nice to see you. My name is Tracy Lin from Taiwan. It is my honor and pleasure to share with you the case studies of Taiwanese companies' practices for following the international sustainable development standards, such as SDG, ESG, and SROI, to enhance the empowerment of rural women and support and strengthen women's development in the fields of environment and entrepreneurship. This is my CV. I used to work in PwC Taiwan and provide consulting services um, of sustainability, ESG, and SROI. Currently, I'm a consultant and a teacher in the universities. This report is accredited by Social Value International. As the writer, I'm also accredited as the advanced practitioner. I will share this case study in part 2. And I'm also very honored to be the UNDP SDG Impact Standards accredited trainer and assessor. Now let's start to look at part 1, Global Trends of Sustainability. First of all, what's the definition of sustainable development? It is originated from 1987. The World Commission on Environment and Development issued the Brilliant Report, Our Common Future. So this report provided the first comprehensive definition of sustainable development. The sustainable development is a model of development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. So, this report places environmental issues on the political agenda, placing them on an equal footing with sustainable development. Well, in 2015, the United Nations adopted the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, aiming to achieve 17 Sustainable Development Goals from 2016 to 2030. The 17 goals can be broken down into 169 targets and 230 indicators. These goals are clear, visible, and measurable. Currently, SDG serve as a guide for sustainable actions by all kinds of organizations. For example, the SDG 5. The goal is to achieve gender equality and empower all women and girls. And when we look at the target 5A, it talks about to give women equal rights to economic resources, as well as access to ownership and control over land and other forms of property, financial services, inheritance, and natural resources. And look down into the indicators of 5.8.1b, it says share of women's among owners or rights bearers of agricultural land by type of tenure. And 5.8.2, it talks about guarantee women's equal rights to land ownership and or control. And the SDG 10's goal is to reduce inequality within and among countries. While the target 10.1 is about income growth, target 2 is about empowering and promote the social, economic, and political inclusion. Target 10.3 is to ensure equal opportunities and reduce inequalities of outcome. target 10.4, especially about policies, physical, wage, and social protection policies. Hopefully, it can progressively achieve greater equality. Well, comparison of SDG and ESGs, you may know that SDG actually is highly linkage to the three ESG dimensions of corporate social responsibilities. Achieving the 17 SDG goals requires a significant shift in societal thinking and economic model. To implement sustainable development, business must integrate into its E stands for environment, S stands for social, and G stands for corporate governance. When there's a good corporate governance, it brings economic growth. So we can narrow down the corporate governance, the G, into economy. However, the alignment of ESG with the SDGs is determined by the specific nature of an organization's projects. So there is no definitely answer. The figures are for your reference only. Well, social value and social impact, what's that? Actually, the purpose of measuring social value is to understand the relative important people attached to changes in their well-being. So the primary goal is to increase the positive impacts of work, reduce the negative impact, ultimately, hopefully, increase the overall value of the activity. So what is social return on investment? SROI can be used to measure how an organization creates social, environmental, and economic value through its socially responsible project or activities. For example, the SROI is 3 comparing to 1, which means that an investment of, for example, NT $1 can bring a social value of NT $3. Financial ROI is called return on investment. Normally, we call it ROI. But non-financial influences, for example, like feeling happy, increased sense of achievement, increased knowledge, these are called well-being. So let's look at the function or equation. Financial value plus non-financial value divided by financial plus non-financial inputs will equals to social return on investment, which means when you capture those non-financial values and non-financial inputs, you can find the social return on investment. So it's in addition to the financial value. Now is the question, which organization should the government subsidize so that limited resources can achieve the greatest social benefits? Actually, at present, okay, there are many like NPOs, NGOs, social enterprises, or large companies around the world conducting ESG-related projects. Many of them show social impact, social value by using SROI, this kind of methods. Also, in 2009, the UK Office of the Third Sector and the Scottish government began using SROI to measure the value and impact of NPOs, NGOs, and social enterprises on society, using it to determine which organizations should receive government funding, thereby maximizing the social impact of limited resources. Taiwanese Ministry of Agriculture and Ministry of Education also require applicants for some government fundings to specify the specific individuals and social impacts that the project will have. Well, let's look at the part 2, the social impact of dining in the farm project and restaurant Fei Shi. Let's talk about the origin of Dining in the Farm project. Actually, Love to Fruit is a social enterprise. It was founded in 2013. The two co-founders are young men and the CEO is a young woman. Three of them are from the rural area in Taiwan. They believe that Taiwan's agriculture has long been undervalued and that a new business model is needed to address the challenges facing rural area. So they use the crowdfunding platform to sell meal vouchers first and then host dining in the farm projects in rural areas in Taiwan. From 2013 to 2016, over 10,000 meal vouchers were successfully sold out. Surprisingly, with 300 customers became their volunteers. So what's the purpose of this project? The purpose of this project is to enhance the culture and lifestyle value of rural Taiwan, aligning with the rural regeneration and agriculture service policies. The concept of this project is to allow consumers to dine in the farm and experience local culture, creating a new agriculture ecosystem, combining agriculture plus culture plus food plus culture education, agriculture education, and also social innovation plus local revitalization services. So this project strives to achieve SDGs. What's the business model of this project? They have four key operational programs. One is to organize dining in the farm projects, events in rural areas. Second is to provide classes in the farm, so volunteer training and working holiday. Third is to offer entrepreneurship training for youth interested in rural living. For example, including those consulting, fundraising, and outsourcing support. Fourth is to support communities and farmers who establish office in the farm. It's cool, right? Transforming the model into daily local operations. The main goal of this project is to improve land use efficiency, increase farmers' income, and build a cooperative network of volunteers and entrepreneurs, transforming Taiwan's agriculture into a service-oriented industry. What is a service-oriented industry? Have you heard about the concept of six-order agriculture? The concept is the first primary industry is the agricultural production. For example, you plant vegetables, you plant the fruit trees, okay? The secondary industry is the processing agricultural products. The third industry is the sales and the service, for example, like this kind of dining in the farm project. That's for like agricultural tourism. You can tell from that when 1 times 2 times 3, it will equal to 6. That's called the concept of six-order agriculture. And then from the bottom, you will find that the value added for the primary industry, this agriculture production has the lowest value added. And the second has the median value added. The highly value added is in the third industry, which provide sales and services. Well, let's check off their key stakeholders and their social impacts. Actually, their stakeholders can break down into 6 groups. Guess which stakeholders benefited most from dining in the farm project? Yes, the answer is Love to Fruit, the social enterprise itself. Why? Because Love to Fruit now become one of Taiwan's leading social enterprises integrating culture and agriculture. They have conducted over 40 events per year and developed consulting and education uh, products and received three major awards, including from the Ministry of Culture. Let's check their SROI. It's 4.4. When you invested $1, it will created 4.4 social value from dining in the farm project. Well, let's look at their key learning and insights. First is the strong teams and supply chains. These four are their key successful factors. Second is the brand recognition and reputation. Third is the high value creative content. Four is the government support. That is really important. The sixth, let's look at their alignment with the UNSDG. Love to Fruit is committed to advancing the following UN SDGs in the Dining in the Farm project. When we analyzed their SROI, we found something really surprised us. One is the lady, Miss Yang, standing beside me. She used to be the consumer and volunteer. And then the co-founder, Mr. Liao, invited her to join Love to Fruit as the CEO of this social enterprise. But let me give a remark here. To follow the SROI Principle 5, do not overclaim. These outcomes are not included in the official SROI calculations. So we verbally mentioned that, but we did not calculate the value. The second surprising thing, we call it unintended changes. Well, the two founders of Love to Fruit, social and wow. So Love to Fruit really bring love and happiness now. He actually hosted, got married, and held wedding in the farm project. So now the transformation of dining in the farm project is from dining in the farm projects to wedding in the farm project now. The third surprising thing of the unintended changes is the youth entrepreneurship. Love to Fruit actually encouraged and helped a local youth obtain chef certificate by paying tuition fees. So Love to Fruit invested in a mobile food truck. As you can see from this picture, there's logo says replace. The youth started with a new company, okay, called Replace. And he become a boss of this company. Before this, he lost his job. But as the more media exposures of Love to Fruit and Dining in the Farm project, so the youth also got media exposures, so he generate more revenue. Whoa, this picture is nice, right? This picture is actually the image of how Dining in the Farm project happened in the rice farm. Can you see the shape here? This shape actually is their logo, Love to Fruit. But 10 years later, they have a really big transformation. Wow, this is the ocean view. Yes, actually, during the COVID-19 pandemic, this secret place attracted 350,000 people. As you can take photos of the entire Turtle Island in one frame while swimming. This ocean view swing was made of driftwood by the owner of Fishy Restaurant. Actually, the Fishy Restaurant's owner is the co-founder of Dining in the Farm Project, Mr. Liao. This is his hometown. So it's in the northwest of Taiwan, Yilan County. Well, about Fishy restaurants. Fishy, this pronunciation in Mandarin, actually is the meaning of ruin. So Mr. Liao, when he traveled to the coast in Yilan in 2017 to host Dining in the Farm Project event, he discovered this abandoned military dependence village. Originally, there were 48 families who evacuated from Dacheng Island in China to Taiwan in 1955. Now only 3 families live there. What's the social problem? Well, this military village was lying in ruined, abandoned, and some of the houses without roofs, and their walls grows with many trees. And they have gradually become a coastline where vagrants gather, few people venture, and trash everywhere. To solve this social problem, in 2021, a group of young people reinvented ruined buildings. Restaurant Feishi offers French-style cuisine and used local farmers' products, such as duck, vegetable, fruit, seafood, and tea. Well, they would like to create these abandoned places into a renowned attraction, such as swing, Covenant driftwood art school, and the ruins wood painting activity, becoming a model for circular economy. Well, this young chef is from rural area as well. He went to France to learn French cuisine. He's good at cooking confit duck leg by using the local raised duck in Yilan. The restaurant purchased the organic lettuce and vegetables nearby from small farmer. It promotes SDG 12, responsible consumption and production. In 2022, I was invited by Mr. Liao, the co-founder of Dining in the Farm Project, to visit his Feishi restaurant and join Feishi Festival, which is sponsored by the government. So it is a small village nearby the sea in Yilan County. The activities including market, gallery, and grocery store. This picture is cool, right? His is called Dining in Abalone Farm Project. Fishy restaurant's French cuisine appetizer is fresh abalone. That is because Love to Fruit ever hosted Dining in Abalone Farm Project was the second generation of the abalone farmers. He just standing by me in the picture. Okay. This is the Feishi restaurant's menu. They offers only 3 types, rib, pork, and duck. The price is from USD 50 to 57. The price is comparing high to the local restaurants. Therefore, most of the customers are driving 1 hour or more from Taipei City. About Feifei Gallery, circular economy. The Feishi restaurant launched a recycle wood painting event. The goal is to collect 500 guest artworks. The Feishi restaurant is renovating the military dependence village on Dacheng Island, so diners at the Feishi restaurant are not just about dining. They are also participating in local revitalization and rural revitalization. Therefore, every visitor is supporting in further developing the ruins behind the restaurant into an art village. Fisher Restaurant also hosted Asia's largest traditional beach, uh, like fishing with fishing nets. The purpose actually is to promote the traditional fishing way and also integrate tourism, boost the local economy, and allow participants to experience the fishing village life and marine culture. Because this needs the collaboration with the fishermen on the boat and many people on the beach. Okay. This picture is nice, right? Well, let me tell you the story. Mr. Liao, as we know, is the founder of Feishi Restaurant and also the co-founder of Dining and Fun Projects. And here are three women. One is the wife, the other is the mom, the third is the mom-in-law. Why? Actually, Miss Chen, she used to be the chief executive secretary of Social Enterprise Alliance. So she's the supervisor of social enterprise, Love to Fruit. So she had joined over 100 events of Dining in the Fun project. But after 10 years the company, well, finally, Miss Liao, Mr. Liao, and Miss Chen finally got married in 2022. This picture actually shows that the biggest supporters behind a successful man are his wife, mother, and mother-in-law. Well, these are the SDGs of Feishi restaurants that want to achieve. They take a lot of sustainable actions, okay, in terms of SDG 4, 5, 8, 11, and 12, and more. 13, 14, 15, and 17. The third part, I will talk about Green Vines, this case. Well, Green Vines was co-founded by three National Taiwan University Finance Department's classmates. Harris Zheng is the chairman and CEO. Wenning Shi is the co-founder. Yiwen Liao, she is also the co-founder. They started with small but nutrient-rich sprouts. Let's begin to talk about this because of Harris Zheng's parents set a good example. Harry's father, Dr. Zheng, he is a professor of horticulture at National Taiwan University and the first person to bring organic farming to Taiwan. Green Vines is named by Mr. Zheng. The vine is not the sprouts, but grapevines. Harry's mother is Dr. Lin. Dr. Lin used to be Dr. Zheng's student and research assistant. Dr. Lin is also the director of the Taipei Food Waste Composting Project and one of the early founders of the Housewives Union Consumer Cooperative. Dr. Lin is also known as the founder of Orange House, with the best-selling products of natural laundry detergents and dishwashing liquid. As you can see from the picture, this is best-selling in Carrefour. Taiwan. Harry's mother, Dr. Lin, actually has dedicated her life to promote healthier living and a more environmentally friendly lifestyle, including volunteering to mentor farmers to make compost, promoting low nutrients cultivation, food waste recycling, and environmentally friendly cleaning products. She innovated many products and gave many good ideas for green vines. Well, this is the Green Vines 2024 Sustainability Report. Greenvine was established in 2010. It's a Taiwanese pure skincare brand dedicated to meet the um, skin's real needs and removing over 3,200 unnecessary ingredients from their products to help people have pure lifestyle and to protect the planet. It currently operates three types of products: skincare, fragrance, and sprouts. Greenvine's circular economy um, can demonstrate it by their empty bottle recycling program, starting from 2018. So far, it has been 6 years. As of December 24, over 500,000 empty bottles have been collected. When customers bring back empty bottles back to the stores, they can have rebate. Greenvine published empty bottle recycling guides for each product on their website. As you can see, the glass is recyclable, but the cap is not recyclable. Well, take a look of the SDG alignment of the Greenvine. They have aligned with many, but I break down the goals and also the themes, the core focus, and the key actions, and also in accordance to the main achievements. But because of time limits, I can just mention about the goals. So hope you have time to look at that after the event. They strive to achieve SDG 3, good wealth and well-being, SDG 6, clean water and sanitation, SDG 8, decent work and economic growth, SDG 11, sustainable cities and communities, SDG 12, responsible consumption and production, SDG 13, climate action, SDG 15, life on land, SDG 17, partnership for the goals. Well, so Greenvine is Taiwan's third B Corp. B Corp is the certification of social enterprise issued from the US. The slogan is to be the change. Greenvines, as a B Corp, has awarded the Best for the World Environmental Award for 5 consecutive years. This is the big honor and the first ever in Asia. However, there's risks because of chairman and the CEO, Mr. Harry Zhen's disputes. In April 2024, many people online questions that Greenvine's chairman CEO Harry Zhen's emotional management issues to female employees. On April 5th, first official statement clarified misinformation. But on April 10th, Mr. Zhen voluntarily resigned as chairman and CEO. On April 11th, there's independent investigation team formed under Ministry of Labor guidelines. And finally, May 15th, committee completed resolution report with organizational improvement measures. It says most of the inappropriate comments made by Mr. Chen online regarding employees' work performance, appearance, and attire were found to be false. But some were confirmed as true. So it's so sad that this kind of behavior does not meet the SDG 5 and SDG 10's standards. Next, how to solve this kind of risk management? Now, the women co-founder, Yuan Liao, was appointed as the new CEO. This signaling the leadership renewal and a stronger governance, reaffirmed the sustainability must be reflected in internal culture and system. So the system reforms launched quickly in May 2024. So expanded feedback and grievance channels, introduced flexible working hours, and also established employee care and wellness mechanism. Well, Yuan also said in a letter to stakeholders in the sustainability report, she says that she will continue the community engagement. So Greenvise has donated total $10 billion through this 1% voluntary Earth tax initiatives. Also, she participated COP29. And she also promised to keep continuing initiate this 21 days of green living campaign, which bring back the stakeholders' confidence that Yuan Liao, the new CEO, she will lead Greenvise to achieve SDG 5 and SDG 10. What's the lesson learned from Greenvise? Greenvise former chairman CEO Harry Chen had various disputes and inappropriate actions regarding women, which had brought controversy and crisis to the company. Greenvise released the results of its investigation within a month and appointed the female co-founder as new CEO to lead key ESG and SDG management responsibilities. This lesson learned demonstrates that the SDG 5 gender equality and SDG 10 reduce inequality are crucial and important. Now I finish my sharing. Now it's your time to share your SDG actions. You can click on this link and there's 17 goals in details and also the targets and indicators. You can find everything in this website. Well, let's take SDG actions now and let's be the change maker now. So thank you very much for your listening. I hope that you have a great day. Bye-bye.